And good morning. It's 7:03 on this Thursday. It's September 24th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody. Welcome here on a Thursday morning. A little liquid sunshine. Not a lot, but a little. We are glad to have you with us. We're glad to be on the air for Bates Ford this morning. Bates Ford located at 1673 West Main in Lebanon, the dealer that'll trade for anything that don't eat. And my usual two are here this morning. We've got the dealer operations manager, Paul Tubbs. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
And we have Ronnie Kelly, who's been in sales for a long time at Bates Ford. Ronnie, good morning.
Good morning.
It is nice to have you, of course, and we start each Thursday morning off with you and talk about the Ford cars and all of that Ronnie loves to talk about, and all the other things that's going on with Paul, including tires and batteries and oil changes. And you can start wherever you want to this morning.
We got the end of the month coming up, Coleman. We got some great specials going on. Right now, we've got some vehicles that we've got some great rebates as far as our new line. And we've got some used vehicles, and we've got one particular, a little Lincoln that was a former employee's wife who got put into an assisted living facility, but it's a little 2010 Lincoln with 27,000 miles. I can't believe the car's still sitting there. It's been there about a week, but it's going to take that unique person that's looking for that one car. You know, it's a sporty car for a kid. It's got a moonroof, leather, but it's a very, very nice car. And I'm just waiting on somebody, the right person, to come in and buy that vehicle. So we've got a lot of great things.
You got a price for it?
Yeah, we do. It's $11,900. That's our Coleman Walker special. But I mean, that car's like, it's a 2010. It's like brand new. So, you know, that's going to make somebody a good car. I'm just waiting on the right person that wants to buy
it. You probably whetted somebody's appetite.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's a 2010 with 27,000 miles. The interior, the car was kept immaculate, garage kept car, Lincoln. It's got all the bells and whistles, but I mean, it's just like brand new.
How about it, Ronnie?
Yeah, that's a nice car. Matter of fact, I sold a car. And like you said, 27,000 miles, that's a real nice car that somebody come by and pick up. And we have several other used cars, and we've been pretty good about getting some trade-ins. And right now, I'm trying to trade for like a 07, what was it, Edge. I got an Edge, got a F-150, like a 14. I got a 19 Maximum that we're trying to trade for, and that's going to make some nice cars if we can get that trade-in. If we go and sell a new truck behind that, hopefully we can get that done. And
it really sounds good. And people are looking for bargains, aren't they?
They're looking for bargains, and I had the toughest customer I ever had in my life on Monday.
Yeah, we thought we was going to send Mr. Bates in. He listened and said, I don't think there's much hope for me going in there either, so...
I don't know who y'all talking about. He's not sitting at the table here.
Well, he may be sitting at the table.
Yeah, so Tony said, I don't think there's much hope of me going in. He was messing with Mr. Chris Dow because he came in and looked at a truck, and we're kind of giving him a hard time. But anyway, another vehicle that we have that's something that, and I promise you, I had a customer come in yesterday, and you cannot find new Super Duties. New Super Duties with the diesel engine. Every dealer in the world is trying to find them, but we traded. A gentleman downsized. We traded for a real nice 2016. It's a Lariat black Super Duty that's got the diesel engine. That is just extremely hard to find right now because the new ones are. The plant in Kentucky was shut down for so long due to the COVID that they didn't make the diesel trucks for, so that was one of the plants that was shut down the longest. But we've got a 2016 used one it's a beautiful truck too that somebody needs to come down and look at.
Yeah. All right. Well, all of this is waiting, and like we say every time, and they mean it, they'll trade for anything that don't eat, and you get opportunities to do that, I guess, nearly every week.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the camper we had, that monstrosity camper, we sold it last Saturday. I always say if you got something you want to sell, bring it down. We'll certainly buy it. If you don't want to trade, we'll see if we'll give you a number and you want to do it. And on the service side, we've always got, great deals as far as the oil change special and brakes. We put brakes on for $109.95. 109, and then for the front, 109 for the rear. And, you know, we do batteries. Batteries got a special right now. So we've got a lot of great things going.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you get your oil changed and you ask them to check your brakes and you find something wrong with the brakes, that was my experience last week. My car's running good now.
I think you were going down the road dragging a little bit because the brake calipers were staying engaged.
Well, anyway, you got me taken care of, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
But, tires, batteries, oil change, up to 5 quarts. The COVID-19 special, $24.95. All of this at Bates Ford, of course. And we got another minute here. Anything, Ronnie? You can say some more.
Yeah, just come on down and see our wonderful staff. We got a great sales staff. We got a great office staff, and all of our service department. Those guys are doing a great job. But one thing that we have, all the special vehicles that we have, come down and see us at Bates Ford, because a lot of times we had people that came in last week and looked at some of our trucks, and they came back this week to purchase, and it's already gone. And that's some of the trucks.
You've been telling that story a lot.
But that's a great story.
It's hard on these new vehicles. It's so hard. They're just trickling in because these plants have been shut down. And I mean, it's we have dealers calling us all over, wanting our inventory, and it's a kind of a mess right now as far as on the new end, because the supplies is very weak. So it's something where if we trade with another dealer, we have to get something back, where in the past that wasn't the case.
Yeah. And bottom line is, if you see it and like it and want it, buy it now. Don't wait till somebody else comes and gets it after you.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the house market. You know, if you don't go ahead and put that money down that house and get it, you come back the next day, it's gone.
All right. Well, keep them in mind. They'd love to have you come see them. Open 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, 8 to 6 on Saturday. Bates Ford, 1673 West Main, a dealer, trade for anything you don't eat. Thank you. See you next time. All right, we are 10 minutes after the hour. Chris Dowell joins us today. It is the 4th Thursday of the month. He makes his appearance that day with us. Been doing that for quite some time. Chris, good morning.
Good morning.
They were talking about you.
All they was, I had fun down there with them Monday, and probably gonna end up going back. You couldn't. They said it once. You can't beat them. I can tell you that. I tried, but you can't beat them, and they know their stuff. And I was just testing the water just to see how much they did know, but they knew their stuff.
All right, we're glad to have you. How are things with the fire department?
They're rolling right along. So far, so good.
No news is good.
It's good news. That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
But we're still running calls like normal. They're still steady. There's nothing really that stands out that creates a big warning. It's just we're doing a whole lot. I mean, we're doing a whole lot of running, put it that way. But it's been that way for a while.
We've been experiencing this COVID thing since March, and maybe more like the middle of March, especially. Has that presented any real problems with you? I feel sure you are trying to socially distance. You're probably wearing masks when
we need to wash our hands and staying away from each other, and cleaning just about. Well, we clean every day, but we do a double dose of it.
When you're a fireman, though, a part of your life, I mean, we've all got to sleep, and when you're there for 24 hours, unless you're on call, you've got time to sleep. And I mean, you're with how many ever others? I don't know how many you usually have on a ship, but maybe as many as 4 or 5 or 6.
Yeah, but they're separated. They're all got bedrooms, and they're not in the same room, but they're at the same station for 24 hours. Yeah. So it's a little different now from when.
So you had to change that even a little bit as far as
that's not something that we did for COVID. That's probably was mandated. Well, not really mandated, but something that all fire departments started doing in probably 15 years ago.
Oh.
So. But when I come on, you was all in one big room. You had bunk beds and everything else. But now. It's just for the cleanliness and all of that stuff, 15, it might have been longer than that ago. Everybody starts separating and,
But you were once a fireman who worked a 24-hour.
I'm still a fireman. What do you mean once was a fireman?
You weren't chief.
On shift, that's right.
You didn't have a 24-hour on, 48 off.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and so we was all in one big room. And so those days I thought was hard and laid out and all that stuff, but turns out those was the good days.
Well, there's a certain, somebody gets picked on a little bit, and somebody gets joked about, and probably if you're in one big area like that, there's more of that going on than it is if you're separate.
Well, that's true, but I mean that might be another reason why fire departments start doing it, because today's group is kind of soft. They can't take it. If the Lord only knows if they had to deal with what we had to deal with back in the day, they probably wouldn't be firemen, you know. And so, but no, I've got a good group. It's just that you know, it is better to separate them. You know, some go out on some calls, and some don't ride that certain piece of equipment, so they don't have to go. And so it kind of separates that also. You know, before, if engine one went out and then the bells went off in the whole bedroom, woke everybody up when they only needed, you know, engine two maybe or something of that nature. So just sort of separating everybody and listen for your apparatus that you're riding.
Chris Dow's here. We got more to talk about, but right now it is time for us to take a break. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:14. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks, Absolute Kubota and Rental. Exmark, large inventory of Exmark mowers for homeowners and commercial users. #1 selling brand. Bought 2-to-1 over any other commercial mower brand. 1325 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Well, good morning. People are slowing down to look at a car that may have overheated here. 24 westbound near Harding Place. You just got so much traffic volume in this area right now on 24 westbound coming in from Rutherford County into Davidson County. It's picking up now on Vietnam Vets coming through Hendersonville. 65 starting to increase quite a bit with that traffic flow down. 65 through Madison. Celebrate Autumn at Ober-Gatlinburg during Oktoberfest. Kicks off tomorrow, runs through November 1st. All the details at obergatlinburg.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on-time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing.
Hello, I'm Rick Bell. Lebanon has always been my home. As a former member of the Lebanon City Council and as a member of the boards of Empower Me Center, Historic Lebanon, Fillers Grove, and Leadership Wilson, I have striven to give back to the community that I love. As a history professor at Coleman University for 20 years and as Lebanon City historian, I have worked to honor our past. Now is the time to lead our city into the future. I'm Rick Bell. I would appreciate your vote November 3rd.
Paid for by Rick Bell for Mayor, Adrian Kelly, Treasurer.
Hello, Patriots. To get all the best Trump gear and more, stop by the Wilson County Republican headquarters located at 11320 Lebanon Road in Mount Juliet. Also join us for our monthly meetings held on the second Saturday of every month at 9 a.m. at Music City Baptist Church located at 7104 Lebanon Road in Mount Juliet. On behalf of the Wilson County GOP, God bless Tennessee and God bless America.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. Chris Dowell, our fire chief, is here. We have some interesting conversations during the break, and sometimes I get abruptly interrupted. I'll finish the story later on. But we're talking about COVID here a little bit. As far as another thing that it has presented itself because of, it has been some expenditures. Some people having to spend some more money to be protect from COVID. Has that affected your budget much at the fire department?
Yeah, it has. I mean, we're having to buy stuff that of course nobody foreseen the future to look into a pandemic or whatever. So you can rest assured I got for next year's budget. I'm talking to Stuart Lawson here, but for next year's budget I got 2 pandemics in there, and so but no, it has. It's affected ours on the medical end and having to buy, you know, the protocol stuff and the PPE and you know, and this calls overtime also. Yeah. I mean, we're tying up 2 or 3 pieces of equipment running, you know, to COVID calls and you got to go. I mean, you never know. People people say it's not real and don't want to wear masks and all of that stuff. And you know, sometimes I'm with them because I'm just stubborn, you know, but it is real that COVID is actually real and people are dying, but you wear your protective equipment, stay back off each other. I mean, that's all you can do. But I don't wear it walking around in my house or riding down the road in my truck or when I go in and out of the store. I'm raised in the country, and I think the more germs you get, the better off you be. So that's just me.
Well, we haven't mentioned Lebanon football this morning, but
yeah,
still affiliated there a little
bit.
Yeah,
a little bit. Yeah, I'm a Friday night rah guy. So this week they play Saturday, playing Fairview Saturday at 3:00. So
where's Fairview?
Over towards Franklin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, at Franklin, was it Franklin Dixon? I guess you'd
Williamson
say.
County.
Yeah.
And I think I know. It's close to the county line with Dixon. I think Williamson Dixon County.
That's
line.
right. Yeah, right in there.
But I just wondered. I haven't heard much about them. I wondered how good they're supposed to be. Are they in the same level with Lebanon or?
No, I don't think. I'm pretty sure they're not in the same level. They might be a 4A school, maybe, or something to that magnitude. I don't know.
Game here?
Yes, it's at Lebanon. So, you know, the one we had Beach, and then they got canceled or whatever. And so, but it'll be some fun. It'll be Blue Devil football, and everybody's a Saturday night, which, you know, they're going to be competing with the SEC and all of that. Well, it's early, but still they're competing with the SEC coming out. Their first weekend, so it's going to be a little tough, but to get people in the stands. But hopefully we will.
Well, you want to predict a winner between UT and South Carolina?
Well, UT. I'm going to say UT by 7.
Okay. They're in some rankings in the top 15.
Who, Tennessee?
Yeah.
Well,
they hadn't even played a game.
I'm finna say, let's see them play a game and then let's talk, you know. But, I mean, sometimes I have to see probably 9 games before I predict them.
I think it's Vanderbilt and Texas A&M.
I'm going to say Texas A&M by 10.
Just 10?
I'm going to say 10,
Not
yeah.
35?
Now, Vanderbilt's one of those teams, and I ain't saying that because you're sitting here, because I mean, you are a Vanderbilt fan, so that makes you one of them crazies too. But Vanderbilt, man, sometimes and here's the thing, they're up for big games, and this is a big game to them because it's the first of the SEC.
Yeah.
So they get up for those big games. Tennessee, they're gonna play hard, but they'll lose to somebody, I don't know, like Arkansas back in the day. They'll lose to somebody like that. So Tennessee's kind of the same way. Both of these teams are actually built the same. One's just black and gold, and the other's orange and white. That's the only thing. That's the only difference.
Chris, I can't even believe I heard you say that. Let me ask you something. We are live, spontaneous, and unrehearsed, as we say, and you and I surely don't rehearse or anything, but we have seen a lot of professional athletes getting involved in the political realm or in
right.
How do you feel about that? And then do you think an athlete, especially a famous college athlete or a professional athlete especially, are role models, should be role models? Little children
sure
look up to them. They do, don't they?
Yeah, sure. I mean, they look up to firemen too. I mean, you know, they look up to firemen. They look up to police officers. They look up to doctors, and you could go on and on and on. But here's the thing: at the end of the day, they're human. I mean, I ain't taking up for what they're doing or whatever. That's their right if they want to go out and, you know, protest and put stuff on their back and all of that stuff. But is it some of the stuff that's going on in the world today? Is it wrong? Yeah. I feel like it is, you know, and like the last trial, you know, you break in my house, I'm going to probably shoot at you too, you know what I mean? And so that's kind of one of those cases to where, you know, it really shouldn't tie in to the protest and all that stuff, but it did.
Yeah.
You know, the police should have made it right. So, and I don't know all the facts, so I'm just shooting off my hip, but I think the athletes, it's their right. People can say what they want. They can say, I'm not watching football. I ain't watching basketball. I'm going to watch sports. I don't care what you say. I'm going to watch sports.
If you were a professional athlete
Would you feel that because of your position that you should set a better example?
As in, are you talking about a professional basketball player or football or me?
Any kind of pro
Yes.
that somebody is looking up, little children looking up to.
Right.
Is that, personally, I think because of that, they ought to be more careful, even what they say, but especially what they do, their own lifestyle, the example they set has a bearing on future generations, younger people. But here's
the thing. I mean, and I tell people this all the time. I'm going to be a role model, and I'm going to go out and do the right thing. But the thing about it is, I can say that because I know if something like that went down in Lebanon, they're going to make it right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can say that for the county. They're going to make it right. I can't speak what goes on in L.A. or Louisville or places of that nature because I don't know. I don't live there. But I can live right here, and I honestly can say that if you break into my house or you have a no-knock warrant, you come in my house, I'm probably going to shoot you. And you're probably going to shoot and kill me. But I've got faith in the police department and the sheriff department that they're going to make it right, which I'm gone, so it really doesn't make any difference to me. But I'm not saying, but I probably won't protest. I probably wouldn't go out and protest or whatever, but I understand what they're talking about. I mean, and it's not a black and white thing. I think that if you come to like I've always said, if you come to the country and you got a no-knock warrant, you knock on that door, you love to get a shotgun blast to the face, out in Texas Crossroads. So that's your own stupidity for not doing your homework. And they're wrong for that. You know what I mean? So everybody makes mistakes, but you can't make that one because somebody's life's at hand.
Well, I think that really, I know people let their emotions run away with them, and a decision is made that they don't like, and you get out here and start protesting, and then sometimes I think the protesters get infiltrated by others who are wanting to get things.
Yeah, there's.
Then it winds up, but you've got rioting, looting, burning.
That's true, but understand this: there's such things as Black Lives Matter. That they're probably wearing it on their back, but that's probably two different groups that's out there doing that. One just causing chaos and burning up stuff in the streets. Why would LeBron James want to burn up anything in the streets? You know what I mean? Why would anybody in the NFL want to burn up something in the street? I mean, here's my thing: when this all first started, and you see people marching down the streets and all of that, there was people from all over, all different colors was out there wearing masks and everything else. So it's not, they're using the name Black Lives Matter. And they're correct. Black lives do matter. White lives matter. Red lives matter. Hispanic lives matter. Everybody's life matter. I mean, but here's the thing. When people see BLM, then they want to raise Cain. But actually, aren't they right? Black lives do matter. That's all they're saying is Black Lives Matter. They ain't saying nobody else's life don't matter.
I agree. That's what they're saying. That's the way it started. And
that's the way that started.
It's been infiltrated and
by somebody else that's other than that's out there to do nothing more than just cause chaos. That's all it is. And every one of them should be put in jail or, like I said, I mean, me and my son was in Pittsburgh, and we're sitting down there. Well, we had sat at the same restaurant that they come in, Black Lives Matter. This is Black Lives Matter / crazy people instead of Black Lives Matter trying to make a difference and protesting in peace or whatever. But anyway, and you got to distinguish between the two. A lot of people say you don't, but yes, you do. I mean, you can't paint everybody with the same brush.
Okay,
all right. But anyway, we was sitting in Pittsburgh and eating at this restaurant, and the next day we fly out. The next morning we fly out. 5 hours later, Black Lives Matter and Antifa was at that same restaurant, just running over, picking up stuff out of people's plate and eating it. If we'd have still been sitting there, I probably would have been shot or had my butt whipped because somebody's going to pay for my cheeseburger. Ain't nobody getting my cheeseburger. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I will fight you over my cheeseburger. And so I don't care if you're out protesting or whatever. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
It's not, just leave me alone. So,
That's some of the country boy coming out in you.
Yeah, it is, and I mean, I don't play like that. You know what I mean? So, and if I see somebody if I'm sitting there and I see it, and they're picking on elderly people, I mean, that's the kind of cowards they are. Now, you think the NFL's going to back something like that, or you think the NBA's going to back? I mean, they got all the way down to the MLB. They was talking about baseball, protesting baseball, and don't watch baseball, and all of this stuff. Don't watch it. I mean, but don't get on the page. Don't go to a sports page and say you're not going to watch it. You know what I mean?
Be awfully hard for me not to watch some baseball.
Yeah, but I mean, people are just like the first night. The Titans, I think it was 40 of them that stood for the flag, and it was 13 of them that took a knee. Now, you talking about painting somebody with the same brush. Mm-hmm. And people said they're not going to watch the Titans because 13 of them took a knee. Okay? You're saying to me that you're saying that all policemen are the same. When you say that, you're saying that everybody's the same. What organization you work for, you're the same. Every fireman's the same. Every doctor's the same. Every hospital's the same. So get off that stigma about, I'm not going to watch the NFL because five of their teammates took a knee. Well, what about the other 47 or 48? Well, they all grouped together. Okay. If we're going to start grouping people together, let's group them.
You make a good point. You know what? You always say when you hear our ratings go up, I bet they really went up today.
Well, I'm sure they have. I'm probably going to have some that's mad and some that's... But here's the thing. That's my opinion. They got theirs, I got mine. And we can discuss it, and we can be friends. I'll buy them that cheeseburger I was talking about.
Chris, thank you so much. See you next month.
Yes, sir.
That's part one of Coleman and Company. Hope you'll keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
All right, let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's now 7:31, and it's all brought to you by Absolute Kubota and Rental Exmark. Large inventory of Exmark mowers for homeowners and commercial users. #1 selling brand, bought 2-to-1 over any other commercial mower brand. 1325 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Well, good morning. People are slowing down to look at a car that may have overheated here. 24 westbound near Harding Place. You just got so much traffic volume in this area right now on 24 westbound coming in from Rutherford County into Davidson County. It's picking up now on Vietnam Vets coming through Hendersonville. 65 starting to increase quite a bit with that traffic flow down. 65 through Madison. Celebrate autumn at Ober-Gatlinburg during Oktoberfest. Kicks off tomorrow, runs through November 1st. All the details at obergatlinburg.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on-time traffic.
Hey, this is Paul at Bates Ford, and with football kicking off, so are the great deals at Bates Ford. We've got the Works vehicle package, which includes a tire rotation and an oil change for the low price of $49.95. And on the sales sides, we got some great deals with rebates up to $10,000 and 0% interest for 72 months. And as always, if you've got anything that you'd like to sell, bring it to Bates Ford, 1673 West Main Street, the dealer that will trade for anything that don't eat.
It's all about taking care of you, and THW Insurance will do just that. Are you looking for home or auto insurance? THW represents Westfield Insurance and other fine companies. Together, we will protect you and your family. Call Jeff Lee at 615-547-5646 or stop in and see him at the Wilson Bank and Trust main office.
The 2020 Titans have all grown up together. They've had a taste of success in the playoffs. And they're back with Derrick Henry.
Henry 20, Henry 10.
Ryan Tannehill at quarterback.
Tannehill keeping around right end, driving, he's in.
A stout defense.
Titan ball.
And a head coach in Mike Vrabel who's ready to lead them.
Brought to you by Steve Moore Plumbing and the Jewelers.
LHS, Cumberland University, and the Tennessee Titans. The winning teams are on WANT 98.9.
Temperatures will be well below average today, with highs only topping out in the upper 60s and low 70s. Rain is likely today as well, so make sure to keep the umbrella handy. On Friday, skies will be a mix of sun and clouds, with highs climbing into the upper 70s. By Saturday, we'll be in the 80s with partly cloudy skies. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty. Professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm meteorologist TJ Scott.
We welcome you to part 2 of Coleman and Company. It is a Thursday morning and time for us to talk about the Pavilion Senior Living in Lebanon. Heather Sadler Gallagher is the marketing director that we hear from most Thursdays at this time. Heather is not with us right now, and the phone is not lit up, so we're going to talk about her and talk about the Pavilion a little bit this morning. The location, of course, is 1409 Medical Center Drive right here in Lebanon, Tennessee. If you're not familiar with Medical Center Drive, you'll find it just north of Vanderbilt Wilson County Hospital. And if you were going to their emergency room, instead of taking a left into the emergency room drive there, you would go one street further, which is Medical Center Drive, and you'll find the Pavilion down there on the right, 1409 Medical Center Drive. Heather, of course, is available if you give her a call, 615-444-5556, and they have a website that is loaded with information for you, thepavilionseniorliving.com. And, of course, we talk about what they offer here each week. It's been a little bit different with the COVID-19 situation, but things are loosening up a little bit. One of the good things about the Pavilion is the fact that they've had these porches, and they can have porch visits there, and I understand a number of those have taken place. But assisted living is the perfect solution for seniors who want to maintain their independence but need assistance with the activities of daily living. Now, at the Pavilion, they work with you to develop a personalized care plan to ensure your overall wellness. In our communities, encourage resident activities that build companionship, friendships, and overall resident wellness. They design their services to reduce the risk of accidents or falls. That's very important with elderly people. And by taking care of meals, housekeeping, and laundry services, they remove much of the burden of living in a private residence, and do believe in handling the everyday so that you can enjoy every day. Assisted living services offered include assistance with the activities of daily living, 3 delicious meals per day, housekeeping, safety and security system, activities designed to promote overall wellness. Now, the memory care at the Pavilion is available as well, and at the Pavilion, memory care does offer compassionate Alzheimer's and dementia care. The team is specially trained on person-centered care for people living with memory loss, and their memory care neighborhood provides a safe and secure environment, and it is designed to meet the needs of the residents. All the activities encourage engagement, connection, and social wellness with each other. Memory care services offered include specialized programming, secure living environment, assistance with the activities of daily living, care and supportive staff, and medication management. All of this, very important. If you want more information, go to their website, thepavilionseniorliving.com. You can call Heather Sadler Gallagher, the marketing director, at 615-444-5556. So, that's it this morning for the Pavilion. I want to welcome Fred Vanhook, who is with us this morning, and my guest here for part 2. Fred, good morning.
Well, good morning, Coleman.
Good to see you again.
It's good to see you, too. It's been a while.
It's, probably about a year, maybe about 11 months.
Since I've been out here.
I think we've seen each other somewhere during that time, but that's probably the last time you were on the radio.
I'm sure so.
You have been doing this gospel music festival now for 46 years, and this will be the 47th.
47th year.
Have you missed any years?
No.
From the time you started till now, every year you've had some sort of gospel music.
We did. We made some changes a time or two, and one of the years we did an outdoor thing with Cumberland University, and they co-sponsored it, and we had several groups in. But mainly, it's been basically what I've done each.
I'm thinking 3 main places, I guess, that you've had this. Baird Chapel at Cumberland, over at the McFadden Auditorium when it was part of the
Till they closed
campus. Yeah, right. And, of course, it is no more. But but here lately you've been able to use the Capitol Theater.
8 years we've been now at the Capitol and certainly enjoyed it. It's a beautiful place and a great venue.
But we've got another change now. You got a fourth one for this year.
We've got a fourth one. That is really not by choice because according to the restrictions, that's been put on because of the COVID situation and all that, the theaters had to cut down to 50%.
Well, you've another change that's been made too. You're here today because this is just a week away, and Saturday, October 3rd, 5 p.m. at
the James E. Ward Ag Center, the Entertainment Pavilion.
All right, it's kind of open air there, and I guess not being confined, you don't worry as much about being close.
Right.
You can still spread out some. It's pretty spacious.
Absolutely, and of course we will take all precautions that we possibly can, to protect everybody, our guests as well as the entertainers. But we're looking forward to it, and I hope everybody will be there. My son actually was responsible for this. He said, "Dad," said, "we just don't need to cancel." Said, "You're pushing toward 50 years of doing this, and we don't need to miss a year, And he said, "Let's do something, even if it's just a get together, And so we came up with this idea. We're calling it the 2020 style, 2020 version of the Gospel Music Fest. And we're really looking forward to it. The entertainment is going to be great. I'll guarantee you. They'll enjoy the entertainment.
Well, there's something else you and I, all you do, you called me and said you're having it earlier. You may have told me where, and we got a time for you to come. I don't think we even talked about this, but I'm looking at your flyer here, and I didn't know this time it's free admission.
Free admission. Can you beat that?
No.
I'm telling you.
You've always had to pay a little for a ticket to come to
this. Yes, and of course, like everything else that you do, if you do it right, it's expensive. There's a lot of expenses and so forth. And I do appreciate some sponsors. We've been able to get on board to help us with this one and so forth. So therefore, we were able to do a free admission. And we will take an offering just to help cover some of the group expenses and so forth.
All right, and you got an early time for this too. That's different as well.
Yeah, we're a month ahead actually. And
I know, but the time of day.
Well, yeah. 5 o'clock.
You're starting earlier on the calendar year, October 3rd, rather than it's usually either the last of October, 1st of November.
Usually first week in November.
Okay. So really, you're a month early here, and then starting at 5 p.m. in the afternoon,
right,
rather than, I guess, 7 or so.
Now, another thing, if people want to come early, we're going to have Mimi's Country Cooking truck is going to be there with all that good food that she prepares, and come early and eat and enjoy the singing. It's going to be great.
Well, you and your family, your son especially, have really thought about this, and with the changes, it requires some attention to detail. I mean, it's not just we do it again like we did last year. That's not happening.
Yeah,
you've had to make some changes.
We had to make quite a few changes. We're having basically the same group that we would have had at the Capitol. Had to readjust that just a little bit, but I tell you, we've got a variety. If you look at your flyer, and we've got some great groups there. Our good friends Daryl and Diane Kuipers, D&D Testimony and Song, a great couple, and have a great music ministry. They'll be with us. And then our old buddies, the Mercy Road Quartet, old Bobby Vaughn.
Bobby Vaughn.
You know Bobby, of course.
Bobby has a great tenor voice.
He's a whole lot older than I am, but anyway, he's still singing. We look forward to them. We have the Kingsway Quartet. I'm looking forward to the Kingsway. They were with us last year, did a marvelous job, and we're looking forward to them. Nathan Holcomb, who heads up that group, is their leader, and he's the son of Mike Holcomb, who with the Inspirations for many, many years.
Okay.
In fact, the Inspirations were on my program back in the day. So, and then we're going to do something a little different. Of course, my group's going to be there, the Harmoniers. And we're going to have a bluegrass group. We're going to bring in Sandy Kay and New Hickory, and they're great. And Miss Sandy is really just a bundle of joy. To watch her as well as to hear her sing.
We can talk a little bit more about each group maybe after we go to a break here in a couple of minutes. But how your format, will each of them be on, all of your group and the other four just one time, or will you, I know in times past sometimes you have your first round and then you come back for a second round.
Yeah. No, actually, we'll just be on one time.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll give them a full program, at one time.
How long will each one of them probably have?
30, 35 minutes, something
Okay.
like that.
All right.
Yeah. And I tell you, I believe you'll get your money's worth even on one group. But you're getting 5 groups.
Yeah, if you got 25, even 30 minutes, you're talking about 2 hours and a half maybe. And
Something like
if you start
that.
at 5, you're done by 7:30, 8 o'clock for sure,
Right.
I guess.
By 8 or 8:30 anyway.
Oh.
You know how things stretch out sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. But again, free admission and offering will be taken, but you have an opportunity to give but it's up to you as to how much, and there's no admission charge. And of course, at the Ag Center, there's always free parking, I guess.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're looking forward to it. Appreciate the folks out there working it out for us to be there on that particular day. Because they're really busy, as you know, at the Ag Center.
Yeah. And again, Mimi's Country Cooking, the food truck, and that will be open from 3:30 to 8. So anytime you want to eat during those 4.5 hours will be
Right.
fine.
In case folks don't know Mimi, that's Barbara Griffin. And she has the booth at the fair every year, let all that good fish and barbecue, whatever, And so she's doing our cooking, and I guarantee you that's going to be good.
All right, it is time for us to take a break. Fred Vanhook's here, his Gospel Music Festival, next Saturday, October 3rd, 5 p.m. at the Ward Ag Center. We'll talk more about it after we come back from this break. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:43. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by Bates Ford and the low price tire guarantee on all tires every day. Up to 30 days after the sale, there'll be any competitor's pricing on the tires they sell. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Well, good morning. Traffic's been a little slow go trying to get down through Madison from a stalled vehicle a few minutes ago here near OHB on I-65. Just heavy traffic this time of the morning in this area as it is, especially southbound. Traffic's picked up quite a bit, even more so on I-40 here up by the airport through Hermitage, Donaldson, 2400 block of Smith Springs Road. That wreck been cleared. 24 still limping along eastbound at Whites Creek Pike coming through Jolton from that crash. Hey, check out the new Andre Chicken Sandwich now available at Princess Hot Chicken. Online at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
71 degrees all the way.
73 degrees, please.
So, what's your perfect degree of comfort? We'll help you find it with professional Rheem HVAC service that'll keep your home comfy year-round, save on energy costs, and may qualify for utility rebates and tax credits. So enjoy a new degree of comfort.
72 degrees, and I'm good to go.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
WANT is proud to announce the return of the Fakes and Hooker Scoreboard Show. Every Friday night, we will bring you local scores and interviews with Wilson County coaches directly after the LHS football game. The 2020 Scoreboard Show is brought to you by Fakes and Hooker, Burdine Supply, Designer's Carpet, Kitty Salas and the hometown team of Keller Williams, Lebanon Appliance, Mitchie's Landscape, Palometto's Insurance, and Sammy B's Restaurant. That's every Friday night after the LHS football broadcast, right here on WANT 98.9, Wilson County's own radio.
Lebanon High School football is live this season on WANT and WCOR. Join Tommy Bryan and the crew with all of the action brought to you by Bates Ford, Cedar Recovery of Middle Tennessee, the law firm of Clemens & Clemens, D.T. McCall & Sons, Fakes and Hooker Lumber, Sheriff Robert Bryan, Lebanon Police Chief Mike Justice, and Wilson Bank and Trust. Lebanon High School football Friday night starting with the pregame show at 6:30 on WANT FM 98.9 and WCOR AM 1490.
Coleman and Company, welcome to our final segment here for this Thursday morning. We just told us Fred Vanhook is here. Fred, we haven't talked much about you, but I mean, this is one of the things that you are known for in our community. I mean, after all, you've done it for 46 times, and this will be the 47th annual Gospel Music Festival. And I think you're the one who really has put this on. You've had some help with I'm sure your family and maybe members of your quartet or your group, but you're kind of the number one main man here, and I know it started with you and Kenneth White years ago, and Kenneth's long been gone, but you kept going.
Yeah, Ken and I started this in 1973. I don't know if you were there that first night or not.
Probably not.
But you and my brother Les were a part of it in the early days, back in the 70s and early 80s.
We used to broadcast.
You broadcast it live.
Actually,
You
we
surely
would
did.
say it was. We would sell segments out to sponsors, and station made a little money. And when I was there, it was to set the equipment up and make sure that everything's coming through and we're on the air. And I maybe read some of the commercials. I've forgotten now, but
Right.
I remember especially at McFadden Auditorium doing that.
Right. Coleman, I want to suggest this to the folks. The seating is going to be limited as far as chairs, and we're encouraging people to bring lawn chairs.
Kind of like the 4th of July.
Right. Just spread out, Of course, it's a big place, and they tell me you can get 1,000, 1,200 chairs under the pavilion, but we're going to spread out some, So we're suggesting that they bring lawn chairs, and maybe they'd be more comfortable anyway than
Well, if there's somebody who is pretty strict about social distancing, and we do have some people who are, and you certainly understand that. I mean, if you have an underlying health condition and you get COVID-19, your chances aren't very good. Or at least that's what they're saying and what we've seen. So if you want to come, bring your lawn chair and maybe sit out on the fringe area, you can still hear,
Right.
and you won't have to mix and mingle it unless you want to.
That's our thinking.
Yeah.
And like I said, we're going to take all precautions that we can, and we'll be doing temperature checks of all the groups. Anybody else that wants to, we'll have sanitation things available. So I don't know of anything else we could do, but we want to have a good time. We want the folks to come and enjoy it and still be safe.
Well, again, there's free admission, free parking to Ward Ag Center. It all starts at 5 o'clock, and a lot of people like to get there a little bit early. And in this case, you want to. Your chances of getting to sit where you want to are better the earlier you get there, I guess. Right. But bringing your own lawn chair, that will help. But there will be some limited chairs available they provide, I believe.
Right,
yeah.
Right. We have some chairs. But, and then we're kind of making it like a fair event, you might say, and that's one reason for having Mimi's Country Cooking to come out and be with us. And but I know that folks are going to enjoy it. It's kind of hard to say this now, but Capitol Theater, I tell everybody from the stage, I said, if you can leave this program tonight and tell me that you've not been blessed or entertained, I'll give you money back. That'll be a problem out there because I'm not going to be taking their money anyway.
Let's talk. You mentioned the other groups. Let's talk a little bit about your group. I see the pictures here on the flyer, and one that always stands out to me is Lynn Winfrey.
Grandma
she was
Winfrey.
Lynn Frazier when I was in she was in my class in high school. She loves to sing, and she's told me so. She's been on the program a time or two.
She does, and she was taught by Moses himself. Actually, the Harmoniers have been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Not since the beginning of this, but we have been singing together about 40 years. And my daughter reminds me of that. And James hadn't been with us that long because he's not that old, but he was there, though.
Yeah.
Handling the equipment and different things. But
who's the other person here?
And Janet Bain.
Okay.
I call her the new member of the group. She's still learning. She's been singing with us about 30 years. And anyway, of course, Jeanette's been there from the beginning, my daughter.
What the songs that you and your group do? How would you describe? They're different kinds, genres, or whatever, even of gospel music. What niche do you fit in?
Well, we consider ourselves Southern gospel, and maybe throw in just a little bit of different flavors. But we like to sing the old hymns too, and it's. In fact, we got a lot of requests for the old hymns. My wife's out there listening now, and she said, I wish you'd sing In the Sweet By and By.
The Mercy Road Quartet, we talked about Bobby Vaughn, and there's 4 of them, I believe. It's really a quartet, 4 people.
Right. And Mercy Road had to make a change. Since last year, their lead singer passed away. And I don't know the gentleman's name who's taking his place, but anyway, they've reorganized a little bit, and we're looking forward to hearing them. They always do a good job. Bobby is one of the best tenors in the business.
He is really good, and Bobby can be funny at times, too. He can be a cut-up.
He's funny to look at, isn't he?
The Kingsway Quartet is another. You mentioned a little bit about them before, but they are three fairly young-looking guys, and one fellow looks a little bit older that's bald there. But
right, and I didn't really know this until I got the picture, but the gentleman in the rear there is Jason Harlan.
Okay.
Used to be at Hillcrest as their music director over there, and so I guess he's singing with them now.
All right, and you mentioned D&D Testimony and Song. That's man and his wife, I guess.
Right, Daryl and Diane Kuipers, and they've been singing a long time together. And
where are they from?
They're here in Lebanon.
Okay.
Not originally, but you can tell that hearing Daryl talk, maybe Ohio or somewhere.
Well, are they a little bit different? Just the two of them. They're not a quartet anyway.
No, they're not a quartet, but they sing the same songs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, really do.
And then you did mention, of course, Sandy Kay and New Hickory, the Bluegrass Way, and that'll be a little bit. The bluegrass has a little bit different sound.
It does. I got to know Sandy. Heard her sing by herself a couple of times, and so forth. And like I say, she's just a little live wire. And I believe, now I may be wrong on this, but I believe that she was Miss Wilson County, Miss Tennessee at one time. And that's her daughter on the left, her husband, and there'll be two or three others in the group as well.
Okay, yeah. Now I recognize. Okay, I never wasn't paying that much attention before. Yes, you're
their
right.
last name is Shoop,
Yeah,
Sandy
right.
Shoop, and but she goes by Sandy Kay and New Hickory.
Okay,
and it's going to be good. I kind of quote this from time to time, and I probably will out there too. But Cecil B. DeMille, you remember him, who produced all the big, great pictures back in the past, always had a saying. He said, "You begin with an earthquake and then build up to a climax." So that's what we're going to do. We're going to begin with an earthquake, and Sandy Kay is that earthquake.
All right, if you joined us late, Fred Vanhook is with us here, and kind of to reiterate for those who might have, Fred and his people have been doing this gospel music festival for 46 years. The 47th edition is coming up next Saturday, October 3rd at 5 p.m. And the time is different. Time of day is different at 5 p.m. Normally at 6:30 or 7. And the venue is the James E. Ward Ag Center, the Entertainment Pavilion. And, of course, we all know where the Ag Center is. But it's free admission. Always before you got your ticket. But this time, the admission is free. An offering will be taken, and the Entertainment Pavilion provides an opportunity to bring your own lawn chair, sit pretty much where you want to, and if you want to stay away from people as best you can, you certainly have that opportunity. And I'm sure your sound's going to be loud enough at you, and with the open air situation, it'll get
We'll have a wonderful sound system. We got a professional engineer that'll be handling a sound for us, and that'll be no problem. They can hear.
Well, you have a number of sponsors, and I don't know, we've got time if you want to mention those, but you've had some people I know who've been with you pretty much all these years. And
I have, and one thing we had to do different, I always print a program book, and we have our sponsors in there and their ads about their businesses and so forth, and many of these sponsors have been with me ever since I started. Sunset Restaurant is not on here because I didn't contact them. But anyway, they're one of them, the bank, and so forth. But I will mention them if you don't care, because they're not going to get it. They're not going to get much advertisement out of this, except what's on the flyer.
We don't mind helping them out.
Cedar
A
Stone
lot of
Bank.
them are advertisers with us, too.
Cedar Stone Bank, one of my sponsors. Century 21, West Main Realty. Creative Graphics, who does our printing. The Exit Rocky Top Realty, that's Judy Cox. Farm Bureau, First Freedom Bank. First Community Mortgage, that's Mr. John Burkeen. Heads Up, Image 360, who is actually does all the big work in the printing. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. And Emmanuel Baptist Church is one of our sponsors. The Ligon and Bobo Funeral Home, been with us ever since we started. Mercy Road Quartet's a sponsor. Partlow Funeral Chapel, been with us many, many years. Pryor Family Dentistry. Rhonda Hastings is a realtor here in Lebanon. Sellers Funeral Home. Waypoint Financial Partners, Mr. Bill Bryson, and the Wilson Bank and Trust. And I appreciate these folks so much. I call them and say, I've got something different. Would you help me out? And they said yes.
Well, you're looking forward to this, and I know you're looking forward and hoping to make it till you have the 50th one. And,
well, I'd like to.
You and I are not spring chickens anymore, but 47 years is a long time. 50 is even longer.
That's right. Absolutely.
Well, we thank you for being with us this morning, Fred. Fred Vanhook, again, the Gospel Music Festival next Saturday, October 3rd, 5 p.m. at the Ward Ag Center, and admission is free. An offering will be taken, and you're not you give if you want. If you don't,
that's right.
You don't want to or don't have anything to give, that's fine too.
Absolutely.
All right, and again, Mimi's Country Cooking. So you can eat there, enjoy the music. You can eat. The food truck will be open from 3:30 to 8 p.m. And that's about how long the show's going to last.
That's right.
All right.
Absolutely.
Fred, thank you so much. Good to see you. You seem to be doing well. And,
thanks, Coleman. Appreciate it.
Semi-retired, maybe?
I guess semi, yeah.
Fred Vanhook, my guest, and that is going to do it here for Thursday. Hopefully, we'll be back tomorrow and do it all over again. And until then, I wish you a tremendous day.